today. Espresso yourself and pull yourself up by some custom boot straps while we bond with herds of bison.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds, and this week we're in Guthrie at Sorrell Custom Boots and Gallery. As you can see, it's a great place to pick up a Western collectible or two. It's also the place where you can come and order a beautiful handmade pair of custom boots. Really, this is wearable art, and we're going to meet the artist behind these boots a little bit later in the show, which is, incidentally, all about cowboying up. But first, we're going to coffee up at a destination found by our Adam Beatty in Collinsville.
Now, I've been to many rad places in my travels across this great state, and now I've got one more to add to my list. What's up, Oklahomies? I'm Adam Beatty, and today we are in Collinsville, Oklahoma, and I don't know if you folks know this about me, but I'm a huge treat monster, and I think I finally found the place that's going to satiate my appetite for everything treat-related. So come on in, let's check it out.
Scoops and Grinds is located in historic downtown Collinsville. Located in the old Oklahoma State Bank, built way back in 1910, the building is a local treasure all on its own. Add in the tasty creations you can find at Scoops and Grinds, and you have a destination that is not to be missed. I sat down with Collinsville's own ice cream goddess, Judy Broyles, to let me in on some of the secrets that make Scoops and Grinds unlike any place around.
So Judy, how did you guys get the inspiration for Scoops and Grinds?
We've always wanted to have a company in Collinsville in this old downtown district. We decided to do coffee and just needed something else to go with coffee, and we both love ice cream, so we decided ice cream would be a good fit with that.
Yeah, who doesn't like ice cream?
Nobody.
I was actually just looking over there at the ice cream. Can you name some of the flavors you have? Because they are pretty amazing. I'm excited.
We have a banana pudding, which tastes exactly like a banana pudding. I have a beatnik butter, which is a chocolate peanut butter. It tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Awesome.
Cookies and cream, which is one of our best sellers here. Another one that the kids all love is the Blue Boy cotton candy.
Oh yeah. Anything blue. If you're a kid and it's blue, they tend to gravitate.
They do. They love that.
Awesome. Now, y'all do sandwiches also. What is this tasty treat that we have in front of us?
We have a knuckle sandwich. It is on a croissant with Black Forest ham and pepper jack cheese. It also comes with onion, tomato, and lettuce, and it has a spicy mustard.
I can safely say this is the only knuckle sandwich I've ever wanted in my face. That is really good. The pickled spear. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah, you guys need to come and try one of these. Try some coffee, and then I'm gonna try this thing too. I almost don't want to break it because it's really pretty, but things I do for TV. Oh man, I just want to put all this in my mouth at the same time. Yeah, this food's too little for me.
In Collinsville, I'm Adam Beatty.
For the scoop on Scoops and Grinds, just click on over to discoveroklahomatv.com, where you can browse the menu, get directions and hours, and basically everything you need to plan your trip to Collinsville. Well, how about we put this great caffeine jolt to work into a little bit more discovering not too far from Collinsville in Claremore and Catoosa. It's Will Rogers country, and our Shel Wagner takes us on a tour.
I've had a lifelong crush on this man. I'll admit it. I'm completely roped in by a guy who can make me laugh. That wit, along with his remarkable warmth and wisdom, make Will Rogers an absolute dreamboat, in my opinion. And apparently I'm not alone. We Oklahomans love our Will Rogers. We attach his name to everything possible, and you could build a travel itinerary across the state just visiting locations that bear his name.
Will Rogers Schools, Will Rogers Park, buildings named after Will Rogers Airport,
shopping centers,
Even Will Rogers Laundry.
If you're a stalker of Will Rogers, like I am, the Will Rogers Theater in Oklahoma City will make your heart beat faster. The Will, as it's known to locals, has been a familiar friend along Western Avenue since 1946. It's a piece of our past that has endured. Through multiple renovations and a long string of owners, the lobby's oil-on-linen mural, the painted biography of Will Rogers, has miraculously survived, intact. If you appreciate Will's larger-than-life persona, you'll want to head for the southwestern Oklahoma town of Granite, where you can stand before the 3 stories tall tribute to Will Rogers, created by the family-owned Willis Granite Product Company. If you're looking for more than just a casual relationship with Will, if you're wanting to completely immerse yourself, you can do that on a Cherokee Nation cultural tour that's all about Will Rogers.
Well, we have people who come in with Will, to learn more about Will Rogers and don't even really realize he was a Cherokee. And he was, he was very proud of his Cherokee ancestry at a time right before he died when it was not popular to be a Cherokee or an Indian.
William Penn Adair Rogers was born in this house on the Dog Iron Ranch in Oologah in November 1879. His birthplace is lovingly preserved today and attracts thousands of visitors.
And then from there we take you over to the Will Rogers Memorial Museum, and that really talks about his life from boyhood all the way up until when he was a Hollywood actor and a political humorist.
The guy had uncanny wisdom. He was a superb entertainer. Could do trick roping, he did stage work, he did stage comedy, did Broadway shows, starred in 71 movies, but he also published 2 million words, more than 4,000 newspaper columns, 6 books, and within these writings are some real gems that live today.
So you see, having a statewide fling with Will Rogers is more convenient than you might have thought possible. Heck, you can even bring along your husband and kids on this one. After all, Will Rogers, his life and his legacy belongs to us all. Following Will Rogers all across Oklahoma, I'm Shel Wagner.
You too can stock Oklahoma's favorite son, and these Will Rogers history tours are a great place to start. You'll find all the tour information you need on the Cherokee Nation Tourism website. We'll link you to it from ours, discoveroklahomatv.com. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to see what it takes to get into a pair of boots like this one. Finding boots that'll last a lifetime, and AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
I hope we didn't forget anything.
I think we're all set.
Hard to believe Megan is in college.
Do you remember how she cried and cried when we dropped her off at kindergarten?
We were both crying.
Good thing we're only a few hours away. Last box. You get calls tomorrow.
I will, Daddy.
And one more thing. You're gonna need these.
No way. Are you kidding? Can I get Mom's car?
Okay, sweetheart, but you have to be careful. Now, I put the AAA insurance policy and the membership information in the glove box.
Just in case anything should happen. Okay. I'm really glad we switched our auto insurance to AAA. Really saved us some money. Not to mention peace of mind.
It's nice knowing AAA will be there if her car ever breaks down, too.
John, are those tears I see?
No.
AAA Auto Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. As we said, we're at Sorrel Custom Boots and Gallery in Guthrie today, and as you can see, there are all kinds of great Western collectibles for sale here in the front part of this shop. But back in the back is a studio of a real artist who has spent her life trying to revive the great traditional cowboy art of custom bootmaking. Lisa Sorrel was a Missouri girl who'd never worn a cowboy boot in her life.
I was raised in a conservative little church where the ladies all wear long hair and long dresses. And so I started sewing. My mom began teaching me to sew at age 12, making those long dresses. And by 15, I was sewing professionally for ladies in my church. And so that's how I got interested in sewing. I graduated at 16 and started my own business.
Soon after she married her husband Dale, he took a job here in Guthrie, and she answered an ad to stitch boot tops at the shop of a local custom bootmaker.
I love bootmaking from the very beginning. It just reached out to me when I started sewing clothing. I loved sewing clothing, but it was so feminine. And in my church, girls did girl things and boys did boy things. And so I liked sewing, but I hated that I was conforming. And then when I found bootmaking, I got to sew, and give the creative part of myself that outlet, but I also get to humor.
Eventually, Lisa hammered out a whole new life for herself and opened her own shop in Guthrie. She now lovingly, meticulously handcrafts custom boots with such care and attention that she can only turn out 2 to 3 pairs a month. But you can't rush art, and that's what these boots are. Art for your feet, inspired by vintage designs of the 40s and 50s, cowboy culture's golden era.
Tradition on cowboy boots is inlay and overlay. This is inlay and overlay, so these green leaves, they're cut out and they're laid on top, and that's overlay. And then here, I've cut out these little triangle shapes and put a different colored leather behind. That's inlay. So every color you see is a different piece of leather. They're not painted.
Built on lasts that also date to the 40s and 50s and finished on machines older than she is, Lisa's boots have a fit no modern factory can match. And at $3,500 a pair minimum, they're not for the cow lot.
My typical client wears his boots to the office with a suit. I make a lot of exotic alligator and crocodile and ostrich foot, and I get to make the really fun stuff. I tell my customers that cowboy boots are a way for men to wear high heels and bright colors. And I also tell them when someone objects that the design is going to be hidden by my pants leg, so what's the point of it? I tell them that cowboy boots are like lingerie. You know that design is there and you feel pretty, but not everyone gets to see it.
The gallery up front happened by accident. She bought an old restaurant, put her shop in what had been the kitchen, and wasn't really sure what to do with all the chairs and tables up front.
And a month before I opened, I met a man who had a Western gallery, and his location was closing down, and he needed a place to go with all his stuff. So now I rent that space to John Bausiger of Old West Collectibles, and he has a great collection of art and books and tack and vintage Western collectibles.
Somewhere along the way, Lisa and her family evolved into Oklahomies.
I really feel like an Oklahoman. And I'm proud to say, every time I go to a show, people will walk by my booth and say, "Oh, cowboy boots, you must be from Texas." And I say, "No, I'm from Oklahoma."
She's also proud to help put this iconic symbol of America back on the pedestal where she thinks it belongs.
Often people come into my booth when I do shows. I do a show at the Smithsonian every April. And people come into my booth with a mindset of what cowboy boots are and who should wear them and who I am. And they leave going, "Wow, I didn't know cowboy boots could be art." And that's when I know I've won. Whether they buy boots or not, I've gotten them a little better educated about this craft. This craft is so wonderful and beautiful, and I don't want it to be overlooked. It almost died, and I would love to be one of the people who helps to bring it back to a position of respect. If you want to look into having your own custom-made pair of Sorel boots, or if you want to just come in and browse through the gallery, we'll have all the information you need at discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, whatever boots you're wearing, I hope they're made for walking. Because up next, we're headed to a place where the buffalo roam when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues in 2 short minutes.
Hey, how's Kara doing? Great. Absolutely loves being in college. And Sam? Just started driving.
Watch out. Yeah, we just added him to our AAA membership. Smart move.
I'm just glad we have good insurance. Who do you guys use? We switched over to AAA auto insurance. With another driver in the house, it just made sense to check out pricing. AAA saved us a ton.
I didn't know they had insurance too.
Yeah, auto, home, and life.
Remember that time when we snuck Dad's car out and got that flat? Here they go again.
Well, AAA came and fixed it, and the folks never found out.
Found out what?
Nothing, Dad.
Talking about the time you two snuck the car out while we were gone.
You knew?
Well, of course. Why do you think Mom and I added you girls to our AAA membership? Never told you I always check the odometer, did I?
Oh, great idea.
Thanks, Grandpa.
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma as we celebrate our Western heritage. A lot of that great cowboy lifestyle developed on the open prairies of Oklahoma, and there are still a few places left where you can see them as they were back then. Our Shel Wagner takes us to one such place near Pawhuska.
This 39,000-acre expanse of unbroken vistas is the largest protected tallgrass prairie in North America, and it's ours.
The Tallgrass Prairie Preserve is ageless, timeless. Your gaze out across these rolling grasslands is today the same view held by Native Americans who were here for thousands of years, the same panorama experienced by European explorers and of pioneers. It's a place where bison roam as they did hundreds of years ago. A place where the big blue stem can grow 10 feet tall after a rainy season.
The tallgrass prairie was one of the characteristic American landscapes. At one time, it was perhaps the largest single ecosystem in North America. It covered over 142 million acres conservatively and spanned portions of 14 states and was the heartland of America. It is now the most threatened landform in the world, more threatened than tropical rainforests. Over 90% of the tallgrass prairie has been lost.
This swath of land in northern Oklahoma is the largest piece left, and even this piece of prairie has been brought back from extinction.
The tallgrass prairie as an ecosystem ceased to exist with the elimination of the bison. It died.
The prairie was shaped by the forces of weather, by grazing bison, and by wildfires. And though the climate remained a constant through the centuries, the bison and the wildfires are back thanks to the Nature Conservancy.
The reason the bison are here is for the ecological influence that they provide. And then we do controlled or prescribed burns to mimic the seasonality of fires that shape the prairie. And so what we're trying to do is put those forces back into play and recreate a functioning tallgrass prairie ecosystem that's the only one of its kind any place in the world.
Repeat, the only one of its kind in the world. The sheer enormity of the tallgrass prairie will fire your imagination. If this destination isn't on your bucket list, it should be.
People do come from all over. It's amazing the number of people that come here. The best place to start is in Pawhuska, and the best time to see the prairie is the first light and the last light of the day.
And you need to experience it in every season.
Further into the spring, we get baby calves being born, and there's nothing cuter than a fresh bison calf bouncing out across the lush green prairie.
Later in the spring, the prairie dances with wildflowers.
We expected originally to find 250 plant species here. We found more than 3 times of that, and we're still counting. And then in the summer, the tall grasses start reaching for the sky. And then in the autumn, you get some really nice butterfly migrations. And then in the winter, to me, winter's my favorite time. The air is the purest and the cleanest. You get a lot of birds that overwinter here, like the bald eagles. And to me, to see the bison in the snow is just awesome.
Especially if your roots are in Oklahoma, the prairie can grab you in a way that is difficult to put into words. And you'll find yourself hoping that, just like the horizons here, the tallgrass prairie will go on forever. In Pawhuska, I'm Shel Wagner.
Make 2012 the year you check the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve off your bucket list. Just go to discoveroklahomatv.com and we'll get you started on your own tallgrass adventure. Ardina Lawley has found a place where a weary traveler can hang up his hat. And that's where we're headed to next, so get ready to kick off your boots and set a spell. We'll show you where you can do just that when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
Thanks for all your help.
Hey babe, what you doing?
Oh, I just switched our insurance over to AAA.
Why? We've been with our guys for years.
I know, but I met with the agent and she showed me how AAA could match our coverage and save us money by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Really? Well, did we get a discount? I mean, we've been with those guys for years.
Yes, and with the extra money we saved, I was thinking we could take that second honeymoon we've always talked about.
Hey, I am all about that.
So, with all the travel discounts we get for being AAA Oklahoma members.
Well, I do have some vacation time I need to take.
Oh, good, because our room is right on the ocean.
You already booked it.
I did?
What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We're just getting some dinner started.
When are you leaving?
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other good stuff around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. When you hear the name AAA, many of you probably think about roadside service or booking your next vacation through AAA Travel. But did you know that AAA Insurance is the fastest growing auto and home insurance company in Oklahoma? It's true. AAA Insurance offers a wide variety of discounts which allow us to offer competitive premiums along with thorough insurance coverage to our customers. In addition, AAA has 41 insurance offices across the state of Oklahoma to make it easy and convenient to do business with us. Call us or go to AAA.com to get a free auto or home insurance quote. And while you're at it, ask us about life insurance too. Our reputation for quality customer service is unmatched, and you are backed with a name you know and trust. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA, for the ones that matter most to you. If you'd like to experience the cowboy lifestyle without having to drive too far out of the metro, our Dino Lawley has found a guest ranch in Luther with a special mission.
It doesn't take long to realize when you arrive at Angel's Way Guest Ranch that this is a very special place. And I'll tell you mostly why that is in a moment, but owner Phyllis Dragus adds,
It may not have the fanciest furniture, it may not have, but this cabin has a spirit about it that's so special and so sweet. And everyone, I mean, I have 3 books full of letters. Everyone comes out here, and many times I have to just run them off. I mean, it's like, okay, it's checkout time.
But the second you check in, one can feel how comfortable and cozy it truly is. The rooms are rustic, laid back, and spacious. All total, the cabin can sleep up to 12 people, so many groups come out to stay for a weekend.
Yay, look at you two.
And on this day, though, we are greeted by Phyllis and some of her friends who are members of the Oklahoma Heritage Equestrians. They're goodwill ambassadors for Oklahoma. They host various functions, go to parades, and love to ride horses in Victorian dresses. Riding horses is a favorite pastime at Angel's Way, but you can also dress up in a costume made by Phyllis herself, as she's also a costume designer. I brought my 3 kids with me to ride on this trip. My videographer Walt Cox brought his daughter Kennedy too, and believe me, they were all ready to go.
I have a whole barn full of costumes, and it's just fun to take the children and take them in the dressing room and put chaps on them and vests and cowboy hats, and we give lessons, basically is what we do. We take children for rides, but basically we want to make sure all the right stuff is being learned up front.
What a wonderful way to spend a summer afternoon. And when Phyllis takes children for a ride, she has as much fun as they do.
And it is a privilege. And to be able to teach children, I love doing that because I love the expression on a child's face when they see a horse. That's what we love about the parades. I mean, the children are fantastic, and we're all about kids.
Now to the main reason this place is so special. It's named in honor of Phyllis's son, Sergeant Jonathan Dragus. He was an Oklahoma City police officer killed in the line of duty in 2005. And to also honor their son, Phyllis and her husband Paul offer this place as a free retreat to families across the United States who have also lost family members killed in the line of duty.
We just feel that this is such a sweet place. Again, a place of good spirit. And these are people that they're hurting just like we were hurting. And we just feel who better to counsel with them? Where is there a better place where they can come and really relax and know that they can be safe and they can be free? We look at Jonathan and Jonathan's life. He was such a good cop. And he's our angel.
At the very special Angel's Way Guest Ranch in Luther, I'm Dino Lawley.
Whether you're a city slicker or an out-of-towner, this cozy ranch is a great escape and will direct you to their site from ours, discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, that's our show this week. Thanks to you for joining us, and thanks to the folks here at Sorrel Custom Boots and Gallery in Guthrie for hosting us. We hope you tune in next week. Next week, we're discovering destinations that define us, from an urban oasis that'll test your mettle to a Muskogee retreat that provides a haven for more than just its guests. And we'll find some authentic Oklahoma cuisine to savor. Hope you'll join us. So until next time, remember, there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.